Pause Print Media. I'm Vanessa, and he's Charles, and this is What's New in the World of Vinegar Syndrome, episode number 19. Now, for our new subscribers, we do this at the end of the month. Every week, we normally have What's New in the World of Physical Media, but because Vinegar Syndrome has so much extra stuff, we didn't want you sitting here for an hour. That's the reason why we separate that one.
Try to be nice every now and then, even though we don't give a flying fuck most of the time.
Yeah.
But yeah, episode 19 begins for what's new in the world of the whorehouse. And yes, for all new subscribers, we have a whorehouse that we run on the side. You know, a whorehouse. You know, remember the Best Little Whorehouse in Texas starring Burt Reynolds and Dolly Parton? Burt Reynolds came to me from behind the grave and said, "Charles, would you please continue the legacy of the whorehouse?" I'm like, "Mr. Reynolds, sir, I would definitely be happy and obliged to continue the tradition of running a normal cat house type whorehouse." So therefore we go. I got the blessing. Now we're gonna figure out what's coming out from Vinegar Syndrome first, and then their partner labels follows. Yes, they do have a lot of partners. You know, in the whorehouse, you can get a lot of partners also. You know, you get a blonde woman, red-haired woman, black-haired woman. We don't have the blue-haired, liberal-looking women because who would want them in the first place? Normal women, you know, the normal women. I know that's very hard to find nowadays, but there is some normal women out there. If you find them, definitely keep a hold of them. And if they start acting stupid, bitch slap them like John Wayne did back in the day and just throw them to the curb. Right?
Yep.
We'll treat them like Dirty Harry. Coming out of Vinegar Syndrome first, we have the 4K of Times with the Crime. Actually, it's just technically time crimes, but that would make more sense in the times that we live in now. There is a lot of crimes that not a lot of people get held accountable for.
Yep.
And I really think it's bullshit. I think they should just be, whatever they do to somebody else should be done to them. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So if somebody gets fucked in the ass, you bend them over and fuck them in the ass with whatever object you can find. Time Crimes 4K from Vinegar. Amazon is pending. They're pending because of that snowstorm. They got confused and
They don't know what they're getting in.
Yeah. Vinegar Syndrome does have it though for $45.99. Very expensive.
Yes.
But that's with the slip. Now there's over 2,000 out of 7,000 copies left, so it's sold pretty damn well.
It did.
Presented in HDR, Dolby Vision, scanned and restored in 4K from the DI negative. Technically, that'd be in the whorehouse, that would be the dick insertion negative, if you get what I'm saying. Next, coming out of Vinegar, we have 3 more titles coming from them. The 4K of the Steinhall Syndrome. Amazon, like I said, is pending. Vinegar Syndrome, $46.99 with the slip. Only 2,000 left out of 8,000 units. Presented with HDR and Dolby Vision. Scanned and restored in 4K from the 35mm original camera negative. Now, this one is directed by the late, great Dario Argento. Next up is the 4K of Troll 2. Amazon, once again, is pending. That's where you would get your standard.
Yes.
Vinegar Syndrome does have the slip still, $45.99. Over 2,000 out of 8,000 units left on that one. Also presented with Dolby Vision and HDR. Scanned and restored in 4K from the original 35mm. The last title coming out of Vinegar is, just on Blu-ray, is The Forgotten Gialli Volume 7. We're on Volume 7 already.
That's crazy.
Amazon is pending. Once again, Amazon does not have a clue, which is a lot of times when you order stuff, it don't come to 2 or 3 weeks later. Isn't that weird how that works?
When it used to be next day, 2-day delivery.
Not anymore. Vinegar does have it standard. Only 1,140 units left. Scanned and restored in 4K from the original 35mm. First partner label we're going to be talking about is Film Movement Classics. And the title is called The Great Silence in 4K. This movie was so silent and it was so great, it's sold out. You can't get it. Vinegar does not have it. Amazon does not have it either. But you can get one title from them, though, and it is on Blu-ray. The Courtesans and Criminals, The Underworld of Hideo Gosha. Amazon, $28.89. Surprisingly, they do have that one. Vinegar, $30.49 with the slip. Only 1,035 out of 2,000 units left. Now, once again, like new subscribers, you should know this, but Amazon is always going to be the standard vinegar slip. Sometimes just standard, but we're going to reiterate it regardless.
Yes.
Canadian International Pictures is up next. Coming to Blu-ray is the movie Ghost Keeper. And no, this does not have an Amazon standard whatsoever. Vinegar is completely sold out.
This is one of those hidden gems that Vinegar Syndrome does get and sells out very quickly.
Now we have 3 titles coming out of cinematography. Now most of these titles, they do a lot of 4Ks, but they are media book format. So I actually think they're pretty cool.
I like them.
A lot of German companies do that, especially Turbine, and Cape Light does the same thing. So just wanted to give you an idea of what it kind of is. But the 4K first is Married to the Mob, Vinegar Syndrome, $42.99. Like I said, media book, over 2,000 out of 5,000 units left. Now this movie is starring Michelle Pfeiffer, Matthew Modine, Alec Baldwin, and as I call him, John Nutsack, but Cusack.
Yep.
I like Nutsack.
It's funny.
Yeah. It rhymes.
Yep.
Next up is The King of the Gypsies coming to 4K. Remember, gypsies are very strange people. They will rob you blind, trust me. We had gypsies live around us when I was younger. They were shady as a motherfucker. So these are the king of the gypsies. They wear crowns?
I don't know, maybe.
But apparently it was warranted a 4K, so Amazon $49.99 for the standard. A little pricey. Vinegar, media book, $39.99, over 2,000 out of 4,000 units left. Starring Eric Roberts, Susan Sarandon, and I know this woman, Brooke Shields.
Yep.
Everybody should remember Brooke Shields by now.
Think.
Now, the Blu-ray of Gang Related starring Tupac Shakur and Jim Belushi.
Yep.
Such a great film. Jim Belushi really stands out in this film like he does pretty much any movie that he's in. He's definitely a standout role. Amazon, standard $39.99. Vinegar with the media book, $34.99. Only 1,120 out of 3,000 units left. Also starring Dennis Quaid and James Earl Jones.
Yep.
Which you should know who he is, I would imagine.
You think?
Now we have the label, Iconoscope, coming to 4K. Don't be afraid of the dark. Now this is in 4K. Vinegar, $42.99 with the slip, over 2,000 out of 6,000 units left. This is presented with Dolby Vision and HDR, or HDR and Dolby Vision, or Dolby Vision and HDR10, or Dolby Vision HDR10 Plus. Which one you have, and the capabilities of your TV is how it's going to look. Scanned and restored in 4K from the original 35 millimeter. Now, also coming from then is the movie The Veil on Blu-ray. Vinegar Syndrome, $42.99 with the slip, over 2,000 out of 5,000 units left. This is starring the original Mummy star, Boris Karloff.
Yep.
That's expensive, though, for a Blu-ray, $42.99. Whew. I'd wait for a sale on that one. Unless that's one of your favorite movies, then by all means. But that's expensive.
It's a little pricey for a Blu-ray.
Bizarro's up next. I ain't talking about Bizarro from DC.
No.
We're talking about the Bizarro partner label. Now this is the 4K. A Candle for the Devil. Amazon standard $49.99. Vinegar with the slip $35.49. Only 475 out of 2,000 units left. Scanned and restored in 4K from the original 35 millimeter. Club Super 8 is up next. They're bringing us the movie The Dial on Blu-ray. Amazon $27.06. Vinegar Syndrome $26.49. Only 16 left. Melia Scene. This would be the perfect titles and choices you could pick up for Valentine's Day next month if you want to get your girl in the mood. We're going to be running a Valentine's Day special at the Horror House, so that's going to be good. You get you buy 2 women, you get 1 free. So that's actually, I think that's a pretty good sale. You get 3 on 1. You get your choice, or unless you want to do a mystery box, which is basically you don't know who you're getting. You're going to get 3 different surprises. So we turn the lights out, we blindfold you, and then the women come in, and you pretty much use your imagination, figure it out from there. But coming out from Melia Scene, now this is on Blu-ray. Doriana Gray. Now, this is part of Delirium Home Video. Amazon is pending. Vinegar Syndrome has the slip, $28.99, only 671 units out of 2,000 units. Melly is seen.
Normally sells out.
They do. Dark Star is up next. We have the Blu-ray of the late, great George A. Romero's Resident Evil. This is the way Resident Evil should have been, and Resident Evil would have been a masterpiece if he would have done it.
Absolutely.
But under the circumstances, it didn't happen. We got the ones that we got, which were mediocre. Let's be honest, Romero would have killed it.
Well, he would have. But for what did receive, they weren't horrible.
But they weren't great.
They were like in between.
Now, Amazon is pending. Vinegar is sold out on the standard and slip.
Yes.
Sold out very quick. So if you want it, you might want to get on Amazon and keep looking, or you're going to have to be looking on eBay, or Vinegar might bless us with a second round with a different looking slip cover. We'll just have to wait and see.
Like they did for the Keep.
Film Movement is up next. We have one title on Blu-ray, 100 Yen Love. Amazon, $36.99. Vinegar, standard, just like Amazon, $26.49. Only 281 left. Saturn's Core is up next. Standard on both. Spectre's Rock on Blu-ray, Amazon, $27.06. Vinegar, $26.49. Only 327 left. This is starring Bonnie Aarons,
which is the woman who plays Valak in The Nun.
Kim Stem is up next. We have the Blu-ray of the Left Behind Daughters trilogy, the films of Huyang Si and Ryu Atsuka. Amazon, $49.99. Vinegar, $32.99. Only 308 left. Standard is the only option you have on both.
Yes.
Shudder is up next. You have multiple. How many Shudder titles we got here? We have two coming out of Shudder. First up is the Blu-ray of Bad Thing. Amazon, $36.99 standard. Vinegar with the slip, $28.99. Only 490 out of 1,000 left. And this movie is starring Molly Ringwald. Since when is Molly Ringwald? I know she's not a very good-looking woman being in a horror film.
I don't know, but she is.
Now, the last title coming out of Shudder is the movie Slapface. Amazon, $36.99. Vinegar with the slip, only 478 out of 1,000 units left. $28.99.
Yes.
Not bad.
Not at all.
77 is up next. We have the Blu-ray of Bronco Bullfrog. What a title. Amazon, $27.06. Standard Vinegar Syndrome with the slip. Only 563 out of 1,000 units left for $28.99. Wild Eye Releasing is up next. We have the Blu-ray of Asylum of Darkness. Amazon, $27.06 standard. Vinegar does have the slip. Only 465 out of 1,000 units left with a price of $28.99. Utopia is up next. Now, both of these are standard Amazon and Vinegar. On Blu-ray, Hung Up on a Dream, the Zombies documentary. Amazon, $27.06. Vinegar, $26.49. But Vinegar only has 319 copies left. The Film Desk is up next. One title. The Blu-ray of The Gods of Time Swear. Amazon, $30.98. Vinegar does have the slip on this one, $30.49. Only 400 out of 1,000 units left. Watermelon Pictures is up next. We have the Blu-ray of The Encampments. Amazon, $36.99. Vinegar, $28.99. Slip, only 318 out of 500 units left. ETR Media, we have the Blu-ray of The House From.
That's it. That's what it's called.
Amazon, $27.06. Vinegar does have the slip with this one, $28.99. Only 173 out of 500 units. 3 labels left to talk about. Glass Eye Pix is up next. The Blu-ray of Satan Hates You. Amazon, $36.99. Vinegar, $28.99 with the slip. Only 621 out of 1,000 units left. Cartoona is up next. The Blu-ray of the re-release trilogy. Amazon, $27.06. Standard. Vinegar with the slip. Only 86 out of 500 units with a price of $28.99. And the last label we are going to be talking about from Vinegar and all their partner labels is Factory 25. We have the Blu-ray of No Sleep Till. Amazon has the standard for $27.06, and Vinegar has the slip, but only 150 out of 500 units left with a $28.99 price tag. And with that, that ends What's New in the World of Vinegar Syndrome, episode number 19, to let you know what's coming from the partner labels and Vinegar Syndrome in general. Now, stay tuned. We will have what's new in the world of physical media coming up shortly after this. So definitely tune in for that for cool announcements. We got some big announcements.
Yeah.
A lot of titles coming this week. Not a lot of big ones, but there is a lot of notable titles. But stay tuned. Like, comment, subscribe, share the video. I'm Charles. That's Vanessa. See you in just a bit.